The rooster's crow was the alarm clock for most in ancient Rome, even before the sun began to peek over the horizon. This natural alarm was a signal for the start of another day filled with hard work and endless tasks. A laborer's day began long before the city truly awoke. The streets were still quiet, with only the earliest risers moving about, preparing for the day ahead. He would rise from his simple bed, often a straw pallet on the floor, shared with family. The room was small and cramped, but it was home. The first light of dawn would filter through the small window, casting a soft glow on the room. A quick bite of bread, perhaps dipped in a bit of watered-down wine, was all he could expect for breakfast. This meager meal had to sustain him through the morning's labor until he could return for a more substantial meal. There was little time to waste, for work awaited, and the city was unforgiving to those who tarried. The laborer had to be punctual, as any delay could mean losing a day's wage. A quick wash in a basin of cold water, if he was lucky enough to have access to one, and he would be out the door, into the bustling, noisy streets of Rome. This brief moment of cleanliness was a luxury that not everyone could afford. The air was already thick with the smells of the city, baking bread, animal waste, and the ever-present scent of humanity. The streets were alive with the sounds of vendors setting up their stalls, animals being led to market, and the chatter of early risers. The life of a Roman laborer was one of hard, physical work. From dawn until dusk, these men and women toiled tirelessly, their hands calloused and their bodies worn from the relentless demands of their tasks. Many were employed in construction, their days spent hauling stones, mixing mortar, and erecting the grand buildings that made Rome famous. These structures, from temples to aqueducts, stood as a testament to their labor and skill. Others worked in the city's many workshops, producing goods for the populace. These artisans crafted everything from pottery to metalwork, their expertise contributing to the vibrant economy of the city. Still others found employment in the bustling markets, loading and unloading goods or perhaps selling their wares. The markets were a hive of activity, with laborers ensuring the smooth flow of commerce. The work was arduous, often dangerous. Laborers faced numerous challenges, from heavy lifting to hazardous materials, all while striving to meet the demands of their employers. The sun beat down relentlessly, and there was little shade to be found. The heat was oppressive, making the already strenuous work even more exhausting. Accidents were common, and the threat of injury was ever present. A single misstep could lead to serious harm, yet the laborers pressed on, driven by necessity. But the laborer toiled on, for his livelihood and the survival of his family depended on it. Each day was a struggle, but it was also a testament to their resilience and determination to provide for their loved ones. The tools of a Roman laborer were simple, often passed down through generations. For the construction worker there were picks and shovels for digging, hammers and chisels for shaping stone, and ropes and pulleys for lifting heavy objects. Carpenters used saws and planes to shape wood, while blacksmiths relied on their strength and skill to forge tools and weapons. Despite their simplicity, these tools were effective in the hands of skilled laborers. The Romans were master builders, and their structures have stood the test of time, a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the men and women who built them. Section 4. Life beyond the worksite. The social world of a Roman laborer. Life for a Roman laborer was not all work and no play. While their days were filled with hard labor, they also sought moments of joy and relaxation. Despite the hardships they faced, they found time for social interaction and entertainment. The bustling markets were not just places of commerce but also hubs of social activity where laborers could catch up on the latest news and gossip. Taverns were popular gathering places offering cheap wine and the opportunity to socialize with friends and neighbors. These establishments were the heart of the community where stories were shared and camaraderie was built over a cup of wine. Public baths provided a place to relax and cleanse oneself after a long day's work. They were more than just places for bathing. They were social centers where people could unwind, engage in conversations, and even conduct business. For those who could afford it, the Colosseum offered spectacles of gladiatorial combat and wild animal hunts. These grand events were a source of excitement and a break from the monotony of daily life. These brief respites from the daily grind provided a much-needed escape from the harsh realities of life as a laborer. Whether through social gatherings, public baths, or grand spectacles, these moments of leisure were essential for maintaining their spirits and sense of community. Section 5. Seeking respite. Evenings in ancient Rome. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the city, the laborer would finally return home. A simple meal of bread, cheese, and perhaps some vegetables awaited him, shared with family in their cramped but familiar dwelling. Exhausted from the day's labor, he would retire early, seeking rest and solace in the arms of sleep. Tomorrow would bring another day of toil, another day of struggle, but also another day of life in the bustling, vibrant city of Rome.